Welcome back to Golden Dinner Club. I'm Grif.
I'm Parker. We're going to do it today. Horrific acts of holiday mayhem continue on Hitman 3, although this is a Hitman 2 level? Or Hitman 1?
This is a Hitman 2 level, yeah.
Okay, Hitman
One
2.
of the best levels. It's so insanely dense with stuff to do. And
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
alright, so now that that's taken care of. Oh, he's going to wash the floor.
There is still some time to go. So that's Bruno Diaz. Came in third last year.
Another thing you can do in this game is you can rig an explosive device on the winner's stage, and then you can rig the race so that the target will win. And you can kill them that way.
Yes, yeah, that's right. You know, they're almost like begging you to do it because you see the target is this red car zipping around rather than the person. It's like, oh yeah, how can I think about doing something to that car?
Alright, so she's set up to die. That'll just happen on its own at some point later today. Now I just have to go across the street and kill the other guy. Got one of these, always useful. Can escape through a manhole. Is there a way to sneak past these guys? Darn it. Alright, I can't go this way. Random question generator, go.
Okay, I looked at a bunch of these. So many of them are like awful. So I'm gonna get some new ones. Oh, this is kind of an interesting one. What do you seem to get the most comments about? Could be a question about, Golden Dinner Club. We get a lot of comments about games people would like us to play, but we almost always. What do you think? What do you really see the most?
It's a good question. Probably
We see a lot of deep dive comments and people trying to like explain something that we kind of are like, we don't know what this is.
yeah, people taking
We get a lot of comments.
people
like,
taking a side on an argument that we had.
Get a lot of that. That's always fun.
Yeah, it's encouraged, especially when they side with me.
This question, I'm like Lucille on Arrested Development. I don't understand the question and I won't respond to it. Which is, what is your current go-to song to dance to when nobody is around? It's like, that presumes that I dance to songs when nobody's around. I do not.
I have a lot of those personally.
Okay, I need to hear them.
I don't want to say them because it's embarrassing. Because they're not like.
How is it embarrassing?
Because they're not cool songs. It's not like I'm.
Who cares?
It's no. People are gonna laugh at me. I'm not gonna say.
You think they're gonna laugh at you?
It wouldn't be dancing to them alone if I tell people that I'm dancing to them. It's no longer.
I think it's enough.
No longer a nice secret to keep.
Okay, I like that answer, and it's enough that you've admitted you dance not only like no one is watching, but you dance when no one is watching.
Yeah.
I need an audience to dance, otherwise I'm not doing it. I know the answer to this one for you, but I don't know if you can answer. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
You know the answer?
I think I have a really good answer.
Let's hear it.
It is you may cut around this or mute it out. You know what? If this is no good and you don't want to share it, just put a beep here for however long it takes.
Okay.
But it's when you had ended a gig and you got a new job. You started that new job, and on the same day at lunch, you just quit. You're like, I don't want to do this. You got up and left. And I remember when I think you called and told me that, and I was like, that's the most baller move I've ever heard of in my life. Just like, you know what? No, actually, I don't want to do this. And yeah, I'd say that's the most spontaneous thing.
Yeah. I won't go into details of why I left the gig, but
No, that's not important. That's not important.
yeah, but it was just like yeah, I wouldn't even call that the most spontaneous thing I ever did, because it wasn't really going to be that long of a job anyway. It wasn't like this is going to be my new job. It was like it was just another like
It was just a good story when you told me, because you called me at lunch.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I'm going. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're going? We weren't at the same place, by the way. This was just, you were somewhere completely different. Just as friends, you were telling me, I'm gone. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing to do. And you're like, nah, not really. Bye. I'm like, dang, all right.
I'm a wild stallion, Parker. I cannot be tamed.
You truly cannot. Can you say what the most spontaneous thing you've ever done is? If that's not it, I think it's a pretty good one.
Driving around the whole country was pretty spontaneous.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have a plan or anything. I just winged it.
Yeah, and you went by yourself, right?
Went by myself.
Which is so dangerous.
Yeah, it would be nowadays, especially driving around like the middle of the country with California plates. I feel like people would freak out. But
yeah, man.
I'm trying to remember how I like to kill this guy.
I had a friend who was like, you know, I'm gonna go hiking, camping, all by myself. I'm so proud I did it. And I'm like, why? Do you not watch true crime documentaries? That's how they get you. Don't do it. It's not worth the fun you're going to have.
I have so many stories about almost dying while going camping.
I think that's where we should go next. I just want to say, if people are waiting for me to answer this question, I'm not a spontaneous person. Everything I do is calculated and planned for the most part.
Okay.
And that's not because I'm a cold or calculating person. It's because for the majority of my life, anytime I've done anything spontaneous, I have immediately regretted it. And something bad has either happened to me or I've, you know, put my foot in my mouth because, wouldn't, you know, the best example I could think of is if I'm like, only idiots like cheese. And then some, you know, old man turns around and goes, I love cheese and I'm a veteran. And you're like, that's happened to me about 5,000 times in my life.
Yeah, you do that.
So
you do that to people all the time, though. So you kind of deserve it.
I guess, I don't know about all that. I'm just saying, spontaneous, I don't do it. I need to be cautious. And I think that's true of a lot of people. Some people be spontaneous, do that thing. Some of us need to think before we speak. And act. So yeah, I just don't do spontaneity. Not something I do.
I don't do the whole speak before I think thing all the time, but I'm spontaneous and more that like I get bored really quickly, really easily, and I immediately want to move on to do something else.
You need to stay inspired.
And nothing
I get that.
Nothing can stop me from pursuing something new.
I'm talking about simple stuff too. It's not even just saying things. Like I remember, you know, I had just gotten my car. This was like I was right out of high school, and I thought, you know, it was like 1 o'clock or something. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. You know, I got that high school college student appetite. I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm going to Wendy's. Anybody want to come with me? And my friends are playing like World of Warcraft or something. I'm like, nah, we're gonna stay here. And if they had come with me, this wouldn't have happened. But like, I'm going through an intersection. I have the green light. And a giant semi T-bones my car out of nowhere. And all I could think was, if I had not had that thought of, it's 1 o'clock, what if I went and got Wendy's? That'd be fun. I'll just go get a burger in the middle of the night. That wouldn't have happened to me. Same thing happened like, it was like within a year of just getting my car back. Something else like very similar happened where I was like, you know what? My sister really needs this one printer cable or something from Best Buy or someplace. I'm going to go get it for her. That'll make her really happy. Spontaneous. I didn't tell her. I was like, this is some chore. If I do it for her, she'll be really happy, and that'll be a fun thing to do. Bam! Car gets rear-ended. And just after those two incidents and others like them, I'm like, I don't know. I'm never doing anything spur of the moment ever again. I'm going to take my time and plan every single outing. I just have the universe has not rewarded me being spontaneous,
Yeah.
so I just don't.
Well, I got my first animation gig through a YouTube comment, and I flew across the country from New Jersey to California to take it over the course of 2 days. So I uprooted my entire life and moved to a new state to start my career, and that was pretty spontaneous.
That is pretty spontaneous.
Yeah, I have no problem with spontaneity. I like surprising myself with a
Spontaneity,
random thing.
but I like spontaneity.
Spontaneity is how I say it. I just decided that's how spontaneous.
All right,
How
Shatner.
spontaneous I am.
I say sabotage.
Sabotage.
I say sabotage.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like YOLO, dude. We were talking about YOLO last week, and I was saying how people do it wrong. You know what I mean? Well, join us tomorrow to find out more about YOLO.